good.
Another game, another learning opportunity.
What do I look like? An owl? You know, I tweeted the other day, today's tea, you know, the tea cup meme on Twitter. And that I said, you're not defined, your self-worth isn't defined by your skill in a video game. And people took it so out of context, like so far away from the meaning in which I was intending, that I was like, whoa, I did not think that you could even perceive it this way. You know what I mean? Some people were like, oh, so you're just going to be diminishing other people's accomplishments just because you say that their accomplishments mean nothing. I was like, whoa, what? That was really not what I not what I intended at all. And other people were like, you're just mad because you're bad. And I was like, what the fudge? Man. I was quite, to say the least, I was quite shocked. You're amazing, Sea Whiskey. That's why we love you. Among many other reasons too. I shouldn't just leave it at the one. It's a cruel, cruel world we live in. Thanks, Milk Puppy. Listen, I work really hard at playing the game of StarCraft, right? I work really hard at my stream, and I work really hard at improving my quality, organizing events, doing promotional stuff, etc., right? And I like to appreciate the accomplishments in which I've achieved. I like to feel proud of my achievements and meeting my goals, right? No way, shape, or form was my tweet ever to insinuate that I am diminishing anyone's accomplishments. Just that if you are having a rough day in video games, to not let it get you down. Because you're more than that. You know what I mean? That's all I was intending to say. And these trolls
Queen complete.
trying to trigger me. Be free. You know? Hey guys, what's up? Livibee here, and welcome to my game vs. GiantAxe, where we throw down some Nidus memes and extend that friendship worm. Now, this was a really funny game for me personally because of what he says at the end, which you guys will find out shortly. It's not a super long game. This is actually a build that I learned off Vive. It's a very early Nidus timing, and to do this, you'll see that I start off with a macro build in regards to 17 hatch, 17 pool, but you take your first gas, a little bit later. So instead of going for the 17 gas, you'll take your first gas when the pool is halfway done. And instead of getting Zergling speed with your first 100 gas you mine, you go straight to lair. And now you'll see in this game I've taken that lair, and once the lair is halfway complete, I'll take a Roach Warren and an additional 2 gases. And I only drone to about 36 drones before starting to mass queens and roaches. As soon as the lair's finished, you want to throw down that Nidus network immediately, and you want to continue making those queens. You want to try for as long as possible to deny the scout. He's going to poke with some Hellions, and with these Hellions, it is a good scout for the Terran player to know that something might be up. You often see on the ladder, because this is pretty strong right now, this is before it gets nerfed later this week, but a lot of the Terran players, they will get their Reaper and they'll try and scout what's up, because they'll know that there's no third base going down from you, and they'll want to know why as soon as possible. Hopefully there's no Hellion run-bys. I'll have to unload my Nidus immediately if there is an attempted Hellion run-by. And I'll throw down my first Nidus Worm in the main base. He does have a Banshee there to really add the necessary DPS to shut down that first Nidus Worm. But no harm, no foul. If it doesn't work the first time, you can just keep throwing down the Nidus Worms. They did reduce the cost of the worms to 50 minerals, 50 gas. So throwing them down as much as possible is definitely a viable option now in ZVT. Or really any matchup, I like to do this. I like to be friends with everyone on ladder and just give them a little bit of a friendship worm. Howdy doody. How's it going? Now there's a direct pathway to my best to yours, friend. With my initial queens, I will want to spread creep as well. The creep tumor continues to grant vision for potential follow-up Nidus networks. I do also morph an Overseer as soon as possible because I did see that he was going to go for those Banshees. As soon as you see the Banshees, you have to immediately throw down that Overseer because you know there's going to be a cloak follow-up. And you don't want all your units to just be picked to death by a cloaked Banshee or two. So GiantAxe was a bit greedy this game. He actually was going to try and get a third CC pretty early in the game. And to be honest, this Nidus meme, it works best against greedy players. Because it's a rather early timing in the game, and the Terran player won't have too much if they're going for that 3cc build. GiantAxe was going for mass Hellbat Banshee timing, which is pretty popular in the current meta in ZVT, at least before the worm. The other thing you have to really target down is those siege tanks. Siege tanks actually can shut this down quite hard if they get to a critical number and you don't shut them down immediately. But GiantAxe, his economy has been hindered heavily by having to pull his SEVs for repair and surrounds and stuff like that, and GiantAxe just doesn't have enough. So now that you see I'm in the main base, my units, my queens and my roaches are on top of GiantAxe's production. And he's had to pull all the SEVs off the line. There's one siege tank doing a little bit of damage, but at this point, one isn't enough, especially since he lost his entire economy. And he throws down the wow.
Just as surprised as he is, to be honest with you.
And I'm sensing just a little bit of salt here from GiantAxe.
Wow.
What do you think? No? Maybe he's congratulating me. He's happy I won, and he's impressed. Thanks, GiantAxe. Till the next time we meet on the ladder.
That took you over 8 years! What?
He keeps telling me I've never beaten him before. Cool.
It took me over 8 years to beat that guy, guys. I wasn't keeping track, but he reminded me, and now I know.
8 years, guys. 8 years it took me to beat that guy. GiantAxe. We've done it. We've mother potato done it. We did it. We've done it. Done good.